my grandmother worked at the mill for 40 years and had this great, a great sense of community. She, you know, if you remember the era that was in the Depression era, and grandmother was married when she was 13.
Whoa. All right.
Had 5 children.
Wow.
So she had a lot to take care of, and she was one of the first what we call female entrepreneurs in our family.
Yeah.
Her mother was an entrepreneur. My mother was an entrepreneur. Her mother was the oldest of the 5. My mother was the next to the youngest of the 5, and they were very close. And so not only did she work at the mill, but she also later in life sold baked from her, we called it the back porch, but it ended up being a separate little room in those tiny little houses. To make extra money. She went into worms on the riverbank down at the river and boxed them and sold them.
Back in the day when we'd go over there, of course back then you didn't keep doors locked. You kept the windows open, and
that's right.
We'd run out her back screen door, and I'd be barefoot. We'd be trying to catch fireflies, you know, at dusk and all. But we'd run right across the way to a little neighbor's house, and she'd say, "Go see Miss So and So and tell them I said hello." And we'd just fly on out the door and just do it. You know, we were not scared of a thing. Even at night, you know, it's just a fun, safe time back then. And a fun little area, don't you think?
Oh yeah. And they had a very big garden out in the on the back side lot. That, you know, they grew all kinds of vegetables and things in. And our grandfather, which I thought was pretty innovative for his time, did a lot of fruit tree grafting.
Yeah, he did.
He would
He really did.
graft this tree with that tree and make it different, and you didn't mess with his trees. Now,
No,
you get in trouble. Don't you
You
get there
better
near
not.
those trees. There was a time, and my mom has always been extremely proud of her mill heritage.
Yeah, of course.
But she told me when I was younger, that there's been many times, and I even experienced it a little bit when I was younger. I went to school near the mill at Falls Road Baptist Church School, which is right up the road. And there were people that there was an impression that if you grew up in the mill village, that it wasn't it was kind of like you were really poor, and it was like a bad part of the town or something like that. And I was telling her that there was even kids that said, "Oh, your grandma lives on the Rat Road." I'm like, "The Rat Road?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's that poor bad part of town where the rats go across the road." And I'm like, "No, she lives in the mill village." And she's like, "No, it's the Mill Hill." And Mama said, "No, it's the mill village." But so it's funny to see, you know, people have a negative concept association with something like that, and now it's like the coolest thing in town, and it's the highest rent in town.
I know, right?
And we laughed and said, "Oh, our mothers and grandmothers would just probably up in heaven laughing, looking down." Excuse me, I'm sorry. And one of the amazing things that grandmother always instilled in everyone she came into contact with is that you could be and do anything you wanted to be. That not to listen to anything anybody told you. Doesn't matter what economic background you came from, or where you lived, or who your parents were, or anything like that. She and my mother used to always tell me, you know, you could be she used to joke and say, "You could be the first female president of the United States." And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, me
either. But ironically, later on when I started my own firm, and Mom saw my business cards, and she said, "See, you became the president."
There you go.
And that's
right. I told you you'd be the president.